Story time! What's up, everyone? Today is Monday, so you know it's story time. But first, I'd like to tell you about what's going on in game and what I've been doing recently, what I'm doing right now. And currently, I'm still going for the Kalphite Queen Head. I didn't want to do the Kalphite Queen again for this video because I literally just did it for the last video, and I hate doing the same thing twice in the video. I feel like it's dull and repetitive, and I just feel like you could do something else in game and let other people see what you're doing in other aspects of the game. So right now I'm going to Ganodermic Beasts. I have a Slayer task there, so at the moment I'm currently lost. I have no idea where I'm going. And yes, if you're going to look at my gear and compliment and say how amazing it is, you guys can go right ahead. I'm wearing Blue Mystic. I look straight out of the ghetto with all this stuff. I have no idea what I'm even using. I could probably use Spellcaster gloves there or whatever they're called. And yeah, I look like a mess, but don't judge me on that. It gets the job done. I just don't want to buy your rims and then have it damaged and stuff like that. But anyways, beyond that, don't judge my inventory. I'm just doing a Slayer task just because I feel like it. But yeah, I've been doing Slayer recently. I actually hit 17 mil XP recently, so that's pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. I'm still going for the Kalphite Queen Head. I actually wrote a blog post about the Kalphite Queen yesterday, and it's just saying how outdated it is and you know what they could do to improve it. So I'll link that in the description if anyone's interested in reading it, because I think it's pretty interesting. But yep, so here I am at the Ganodermic Beasts, and let's get the story time rolling. Now, yesterday, I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook what you guys would want to see for story time, and I had a lot of good responses. And actually, I have pretty good topics for the next 2 or 3 weeks now. So I chose the first one. It was suggested by someone off Twitter. I don't remember who. I'm sorry, whoever it was, but you know who you are who suggested it. And you suggested for me to talk about my first girlfriend. Now, this has actually been around for a while. You guys have been asking about this. You guys tend to seem to like all of the relationship stories and whatnot, so let's hit you with another relationship story. You guys like the friend zone thing, and if anyone who's wondering about the update with that, I really don't think it's going anywhere, and I don't think I'm going to try very much because it's pretty obvious that she kind of just wants to be friends, so we're just going to leave it at that. And I'm not upset about it. I mean, life goes on, it's all good, you know, you find other people, but it's like, whatever, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I can move on, and she's still a great friend of mine. So anyways, let's go on about my first girlfriend ever. Now, you guys are all going to be like, oh, you know, what was your first girlfriend? And I'm going to answer with 2 responses, because there's a thing called your first girlfriend, and there's a thing called your first real girlfriend. And now, if you guys don't get the, wow, a spin ticket? Okay. If you guys don't get the reference between, you know, a real girlfriend and your first girlfriend's one of those things where you get into it just because. And just because you're young and you think it's like, you know, the cool thing to do. I had a girlfriend in 7th grade, which was my first girlfriend. Her name was Alyssa, and we dated in 7th grade. And now you guys are probably wondering, what the hell do you do in a relationship in 7th grade? You want to know what you do? You hold hands while walking down the hallway. You know how G you felt when you're like in the hallway and you see a bunch of other people and you're holding hands with someone? You're like, yeah, that's right, I'm the man, watch out. Watch out, big man on campus coming through. And it was like something that you were proud of. You were like, yeah, I've got a girlfriend. Like, that was something like up there. Like, if you had a number 2 pencil, you were up there with having a girlfriend. So anyways, I had a girlfriend in 7th grade. Her name was Alyssa, and we lasted for about 2 weeks, which I think is long for a 7th grade, you know, petty relationship. You know, I don't think that's a very short amount of time for a 7th grade relationship. I mean, we really didn't do much. Like I said in my cell phone story, I had a cell phone at that time, so we were able to talk on the phone. There was not really texting. Like, texting wasn't big. Like, there was texting, but no one really did it. It was more like, you know, call me on the phone. Why are you sending me text messages? Like, we could easily say all this stuff twice as fast on the phone. So we would call, and I'll never forget that I talked to her about, like, literally nothing. I was out shopping with my mom, I think. I was dragged along to go shopping with my mom, and she called me on my cell phone. I was like, yeah, I got a call from my girlfriend. That's right, yeah, girlfriend's calling me. Watch out, mom, I gotta talk to this. You know, so I literally just, I went outside and we talked for about 5 or 10 minutes about like nothing, like homework or something stupid. Like, it was just funny because I got a call from my girlfriend. I would remember like fist pumping and be like, yeah, that's my girlfriend, you know. So we ended up dating for 2 weeks, and she actually broke up with me because she wanted to see someone else, and someone else apparently liked her, and she dumped me because we didn't hang out much and we didn't, you know, hold hands like she wanted to. I don't know, like, you know, when you held hands, you were like, you know, you had an instant boner. Like, that was like, you know, hitting a home run, if you know what I mean. That was hitting a home run, is holding hands. You were like, yeah, I lost my virginity, my hand virginity. So she really just like didn't like care at all. I mean, I didn't care at all either. I was in 7th grade. I mean, how much can you really care about someone in 7th grade? And how much can you really do in 7th grade? I mean, you can't really find a liable partner in 7th grade or think that you're in love or have a connection with someone in 7th grade. We just did it because it was the cool thing to do, and I asked her and she said yes. So I guess it was pretty cool. The first girl I ever asked out or asked to be my girlfriend actually said yes. So I guess I'll take that as a little victory for myself. But once again, it really didn't mean anything. It really wasn't significant, and it really didn't matter. But that was my first girlfriend. Now moving on, my first real girlfriend is kind of what you guys would more like to hear, I guess. You know, it's funny about hearing about my first girlfriend because it's funny that I got it in 7th grade, but my first real girlfriend came to me in about, I'll say 10th grade, and we dated for 2.5 years. Now that's a long ass time. You guys are probably like, wow, 2.5 years. That's crazy. I mean, we dated from 10th grade all the way through 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and then we broke up in the beginning of college, right when she went away. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But this was how it went. She worked at my dad's bowling alley. Like I said, we own a bowling alley, so I used to bowl there all the time, and I still bowl there all the time, and I used to hang out there all the time, and I used to work there, as you guys know from my other stories. So as I was working there, she worked there, and she worked the snack bar, and I met her through that, and we instantly hit it off. We were friends for like about 2 or 5 days. I don't know, like, you know, somewhere around that time period, you know, 2 to 5 days, you know, and we hit it off, and I actually asked her out, and another guy liked her at the time, and she said yes to me. And we ended up dating for 2.5 years, and I was really happy, honestly. Not only was I 2 for 2 for girlfriends during that time, I think I might have had a girlfriend in between then, but I was 2 for 2 technically on asking, so I was like, yeah, batting 1,000, let's go. So, you know, besides that is, you know, we hit it off immediately. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of things. My parents liked, you know, her, and her parents loved me, so it was really, you know, nice, and it really worked out. We did a lot of fun things. We went to, you know, air shows on Jones Beach. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's where a bunch of planes fly over your head and you get to watch a bunch of airplanes do stunts and stuff. It's pretty cool. We went to, you know, various baseball games. We did a lot of things over the course of 2.5 years. If I sat here and said everything we did in 2.5 years, you guys would probably hate me and unsubscribe faster than the Flash can run. So anyway, we had a lot of fun together. We did a lot of things, and we really, you know, cared about each other. We really, I would say at a time I was in love. I mean, like, because we spent a lot of time together. We knew everything about each other. So I would say at a point I knew what love felt like. I know what it felt to be loved, and I knew what it felt to feel love. So I'm not gonna, you know, sit here and just say, oh, you know, I just kind of liked her. But we 2.5 years, we did everything together. We, you know, did everything, like, sexually, I guess you could say. We did everything, you know, outside. We just did everything like you could possibly do within a relationship, and we were really good and steady. And, you know, we had our little pesky problems, because obviously when you're in 10th grade or you're in 11th grade or 12th grade, you're going to have those little jealousy problems. And I honestly learned about how to be a better boyfriend and a better person just from my relationship with her. And it's pretty cool. So the next girl who dates me is going to be pretty lucky because I know everything what not to do and what to do. So it's going to be interesting seeing that. But after that, I mean, I dated a few women after her, and it didn't last very long. But this girl I dated for 2.5 years, and we got into college, and she went away to college in Florida, and I continued to go to college in New York. So we were distant, and we knew we were going to try to make it work. But she went 2 months earlier than me to her college because they had some early thing, and Florida starts a little bit earlier than us. So she started college a little bit earlier, and she went away, and we would text all the time, but we wouldn't text as much as we used to. She wouldn't call as much, and I understand. She was, you know, experiencing college. She was going through all of that, and I don't blame her whatsoever. But then I got a call from someone who else, my friend also went to college. She was going down there, and I got a text and said, your girlfriend's at a party, and she's dancing with someone, and I saw them kiss or whatever like that. And that's one thing I don't tolerate is cheating or, you know, like backstabbing or stuff like that. I don't support that, and that's something that really irks me and really irritates me. So that's something I don't tolerate. And I called her up, and she said, yeah, you know, whatever, and we should, you know, see other people, I guess. And that's how it went down from there, to be honest. That's really just how it went, because, you know, I guess she kind of cheated on me. That's how you could say. After 2.5 years, you wouldn't expect that to happen, but I guess it does. It's like little, you know, college person inside of you wanting to party and stuff. So I mean, I don't blame her, because she was just trying to experience college as well, but she was in a commitment, and it was kind of wrong. But, you know, I just don't tolerate cheating, and there's no way I was going to give her another chance or anything like that. I mean, we can still talk now and be friends now. We're not, you know, like enemies and like hate each other, but we're definitely, we would never date again, and we would never, do anything. We just have memories in the past, and that's what it is. It's just great memories. I mean, I would never trade those memories for anything. It was my first real relationship. It's where I learned how to be a better boyfriend, how I learned to do the right things, how I learned to say the right things, how I learned to be romantic, so to say. So I really cherish my memories with all the girls that I've been with, and I'm not saying I've been with a lot of women or trying to brag that I've been with, a bunch of women, but I've dated about, I'd say 5. Yeah, 5 sounds right. But it's a learning experience, everyone. So if you're getting into the dating game, or if you're young, if you're in 7th grade, just try to hold their hand, because that right there, buddy, is a huge success. And you'll feel like the man walking down the hallway with your little Winnie the Pooh backpack on, holding that girl's hand. You'll feel great, trust me. And besides that, it's just, if you're in a relationship, just, take good care of her. Don't get so mad about the little things, like if she goes to hang out with friends or something like that. Don't do anything dumb. Okay, if you like the person and you love the person, then stay true to them. Don't really go and party behind their backs or care what they do, really. I mean, obviously, be protective, but don't be overprotective, because that's how you push them away, and that's how you make them dump you, pretty much. So if you want to be successful in a relationship, just stay back and relax. Give trust. The key to relationships is trust, and you must trust the other person. If you don't, then you really shouldn't be dating, because trusting each other is probably the biggest thing. And if you can't have a trust for someone, then what do you really have? If you can't trust someone, you can't really love someone, and that's a big key in it. So my advice to any of you is, if you're trying to get a girlfriend, don't rush into it, because once you get into it, you're going to be hooked, and it's going to be like, it's a big chunk of your time. I spent 2.5 years with this girl. I mean, I used to go to her work, which was at my dad's bowling alley, and I used to just sit there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all the time, because she worked during those times, and I used to just sit there and talk to her. I mean, and that was such a nice thing to do back then, but then you look back and you say, wow, I wasted so many weekends, doing that. So it really was a big chunk of my time. And just like RuneScape, I mean, RuneScape's taken a big chunk of my time of life as well. But it's just the little things that, take your time and stuff like that. Don't rush into a relationship. Don't, say, oh, I have to get into this, or just don't look for a girlfriend right away. When you find the right girl, you'll know. I mean, when that right girl comes along, you're going to be smiling from cheek to cheek, and you're going to know that it's her, and you're going to know that this is what's supposed to happen. And if that comes along, then give it your all and do your best and be with her, because you're not going to find another girl that has that connection with you again. And you can't let someone like that just leave your life, because that's huge. So anyways, my advice to you guys, like I've been saying for the past, 2 minutes, that is just, if you have a relationship, don't rush in, don't be overprotective. Give some trust, show that you care, and just overall, don't rush into a relationship if you're not in one yet. You will find one eventually. Don't think that there's no one out there for you. There's always someone out there for someone, no matter what continent or country they're from, or if they're in your country, your continent, or whatever. There's someone out there, and you'll find them eventually. But don't rush into anything, because you never know what can happen. I mean, don't cheat on your partner. Don't do any of that stuff. Just live by a role, and live by a set of morals, and follow those morals for everything. That's what I do. I stay positive throughout everything, and I just have this belief and set of morals that I follow for everything, whether it's life, school, relationships, and I just stick to my guns, stick to my roots, and I learn from all my past experiences, and that's what kind of builds it up today. But that's what happened. My first girlfriend was at 7th grade, my 2-year longest relationship, and my first real girlfriend started in 10th grade, and I've dated, I guess, 2 or 3 other girls in between, both of those, or in between before the 10th grade relationship and after the 10th grade relationship. So that's my story about girlfriends and first girlfriends, so to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have another story for next week. It's already planned out. I am probably going to talk about my making of the baseball team, making of the Williamsport team, to try to go to Cooperstown and go to the Little League World Series. And that was really fun, and that's a cool experience I could share with you guys. Another one is my bowling team, so it's going to be a bunch of sports stories if you guys are interested in that. Also, don't forget to comment down below and share your stories about your first girlfriend, or how that happened, or how you ended, or if you're still together, and if you're happy. Let me know about that. I'd like to read your stories and reminiscing through all the happy people and sad people, and hopefully try to make you feel better if anything went wrong. But trust me, move on. It'll be okay if you got through a bad relationship right now, if you're not having a good time, if you're frowning. Keep a smile on your face, play some RuneScape, relax, and don't worry about, all of that, because you're still young, I bet, and you're going to go through a lot in your future. So just sit back and relax. There's nothing to stress about. Girlfriends come and go. There's a lot of fish in the sea, and when you find the right one, you'll know it, and you'll stick to her forever. So Anyways, guys, that is all. I hope to read your stories below, and you can also tweet them to me or Facebook them to me. And don't forget to tell me what you guys want to see for next story time, because that's what I want to do, is tell what you guys want to hear, and I want to be able to provide good stories for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.